Bitcoin has come back to life and the bull market may be resuming its second phase. A new SEC chairman has been ushered in, but Jerome Powell remains a wet blanket on the economy. AI developments continue moving rapidly, and soon your digital twin will be able to take meetings or comfort loved ones when you've left your earthsuit. Sound very Black Mirror-ish? We're from the future, and we're here to tell you that everything will be just fine. It's a great day for a Green Day, but Green Day is kind of a stupid woke band. So let's just leave it at a great day for episode number 774 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Travis, remember when rock and rollers used to be counterculture, and now you've got these rock and rollers like Green Day and Springsteen going with the mainstream narrative? Yay, war! Let's go to war, and yay, establishment. What is up with that?
Right. I mean, if you look at it, it's like Neil Young, Pearl Jam, Green Day. Like those were bands that, I mean, fighting against the man, and then all of a sudden they became the
We are
man.
the man. What a bunch of twats. Can I say that? Twats?
Dude, I'll stop listening to them, dude. I'm like, you know what? I got time for you. I got time for this. I ain't gonna pump your numbers, dude. Pearl Jam used to be in my top 5 favorite bands of all time.
Mhm.
They're no longer.
Let's just hope the
Oh,
Gallaghers don't say anything political that you don't know.
Liam says some dumb shit sometimes, but they don't really go too political. So
But so do we, because it's the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the
right.
crypto curious and the crypto serious, now in our 8th year, coming up on our 8th anniversary soon. And we got news. We got things to cover, Trav, because it's actually a super duper green day in the crypto markets. Timestamp.
There is the reason you were talking about Green Day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, you put the dots together there. It is the 22nd of April, 2025, 3:23 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll do a quick refresh here for those of you watching the visual version on YouTube, Rumble, or Odyssey. I'd love for you guys to watch over there if you want to see the stories that we're covering. The crypto market cap, 2.956 trillion, creeping back up on the 3 trillion mark. Bitcoin, 91,602. Man, we had several weeks there of that going sideways in the mid 80s, and we finally got a boost up 8.8%.
Right? I mean, yeah, realistically, I mean, that was like there was some clincher moments in there, like, oh, are we gonna drop below the line of demarcation? Uh-oh. And it's been hanging on, and now, I mean, it does look nice, Mr. Joel Comm, doesn't it?
Ethereum up by 8% the last 24 hours, back to 1,700. XRP 216, BNB 608, Solana $144, 13% this week. Dogecoin 17 cents, Cardano 65, and Tron just about a quarter. And let's take a look here and see the big winner for the week. BitTensor, almost 50%. That's a
Yeah.
big one.
DAO token. Yeah, it's popping off, and it's one of those AI plays that are probably going to do some big things as it move on down the road. Another big winner. I mean, Immutable, that's an L2. Stacks is an L2, and Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. I don't know why it's called FET, which is weird because you're artificial super, and I don't see FET in there anywhere. But
Bartcoin, that's an L2. No, that's not.
that's a gurgly one.
That's that's below L2. It's at the bottom. And really, look at as far as the red for this week. There's just a few of them. One down 14%, and everything else negligible in terms of down. So I believe, Sir Lord Travis said, if we look at Bitcoin, that what we are experiencing right now, unless this is just a bull trap, could be a bull trap. When we go back to the 2021 bull run, I believe that we have been here. We saw an all-time high and we fell quite a bit, not as much as we did in 2021. And I think it's possible that we are about to see the next leg up. What's unusual about it, Trav, is that the leg up is happening in the spring. And usually, if you look back here, the leg up didn't start happening until midsummer. And don't they usually say sell in May and go away? So everything's kind of been shifted because of that early all-time high that you've referenced previously.
Yeah, that pre-having weird bump thing that happened.
Because of
And so,
ETFs. That's why.
yeah, ETFs make me say WTF, and that's okay, but I like it. And but this right here, pull up the chart one more time.
Let's see. Chart one more time.
Yeah,
Do that to me one more time. Show me that cryptos. Here it is.
So look at this. What I see when I'm looking at the chart is an objectively, and go back to just the Bitcoin chart.
Okay. And I'll go to here's its max. There you go. There's the whole thing.
You're showing that, and well, whatever you were just showing a minute ago, I think you were showing you were zoomed in
It's
on
the 2021 run. So that's this part of
yeah.
the story right here.
Yeah. And so this one was like, that was such an epic dip. It was like, boom. And it just like, boom. It dropped so big right there from like,
Yeah.
58 to 40 something, 30 something. Geez, like that was just such a huge drop. And I was like, all right, the party's over. And then it went and did its other little thing, and it kind of barely went above the all-time high. It was just such a
Well,
weird.
but even here, look at this. September, it hits 51 and a half, and then it drops again to 40,
40,
40.
something.
So, like right there,
Still,
people are
it
going,
went
okay,
up,
that's it. It's
higher
over
high.
now. It's
The
over
lower,
now.
but it was a higher low.
It was a
It
higher
didn't
low,
go
and then
down
boom.
below the previous high, and this one went up, and then bump, 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 bump. Now it's done. If you couldn't tell that after it hit a little over 40K, and then actually dropped, you're done. It's done. That run is over. Now this one right here has been like like this is a lower high, lower low. This version right here, the 2024, 2025 one, is another weird one because it got to that 100 and whatever, and then it's been like lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now it's rebounding a bit. And we still got to see the MACD and the 200-day, 50-day moving average and see where we are. Like I've not seen a cross that would indicate it's about to go off, but dude, it was sitting in the 70s a couple weeks ago, in the 80s, and now it's back in the 90s. Dude, it looks to me like it's going to pop right through 100 again.
Maybe this is why they say history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. There's definitely some patterns that we can pick out from it. Bitcoin dominance at 61.5%. And again, this is wrong. I wish the coin stats people, we need to I keep saying we need to find a better crypto fear and greed indicator. They're saying we're at 38 fear, so we're still in the fear zone. But, with a day like today, it's easy to see that it could very quickly push into great enthusiasm. So some of this is because of what's happening in the news, or maybe it's because of what's happening at news. But we have a new SEC chairman. We do. Gary Gensler, resigned, and now we have Paul Atkins, who was a Trump nominee. He is the 34th chairman of the SEC, and apparently has a crypto-friendly position. So this is this is good, like pro business, pro crypto, and there's Paul right there. Hi, Paul.
Yeah. What up, Paul? I would say that if he wasn't crypto friendly, he probably wouldn't have been, nominated. And he says he's got up to $6 million in crypto assets. Did he divest them?
That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to see what.
This thing divested, but it's almost like, why would I want to get rid of my thing? And I know it's going to be awesome. So I'm going to divest by giving it to my son.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it goes. So we shall see what happens in that respect. This story is actually from yesterday, where Bitcoin was nearing 90K, and as we just saw, we're now 91 and a half. And Travis, even though it's a nice leap, remember the days we were seeing where it moved 10,000 in a day? Those are the ones we're looking for, that it's as gradually then suddenly, and you'll know the bull is back if we see days where it's 5, 7, 10, boom, like this, and it goes pushing. Now you're like, all right, everybody's in, we're on board, we're pushing through the new all-time high. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that. I think we originally mentioned that back in like 2017 or 18, or maybe it was that, I think it was that run. We're like, eventually we're going to see these. We talked about them. It's going to pop. It's going to pop. Eventually we're going to see these kind of days. And we've seen a couple of those kind of days. Oh, I've only seen maybe one of them that goes up 10K, but we've seen some drop a pretty nice big chunk. But as the numbers get bigger, the volatility numbers will be wider. But zoom back, as we always say, you zoom out far enough, it's always up and to the right, is the way
You
it
just you
goes.
just pinch to zoom out. That's all you do. You pinch. Look at the stock market from yesterday. 1.5 trillion vanished from the stock market yesterday. I think we're back a little bit today,
Oh yeah, it's
but
about up today. Most of that's back.
yeah, I
Now, this I
mean,
want
this is
I want to talk about this right here, Joel. Because look, scroll up a little bit, see if you can get both those charts in there. Well, you can't get both the charts in there.
no.
However, it seemed to me that we might be in the beginning stages of the crypto market decoupling from the stock market. Because yesterday Bitcoin was rising so much and the stock market was crashing. And it's almost like people are saying, wait a second, I'm going to hedge my bets with crypto, Bitcoin, and gold, right? Gold hit $3,400 yesterday. Bitcoin flirting. Dude, it was literally, it's like 84, 80, 81, 84, 84, 80, 88. Whoa, boom. Today, 91. Like it's kind of swimming upstream when you would expect all the stock heat maps are they're dumping, the markets are going down, but crypto is like the little engine that could, at least for this particular one, it said, hey, no, we're going up. It almost seemed like it's decoupling maybe a bit.
I think so. I think we started to see signs of that a couple weeks ago when the tariff thing hit and stocks went like that, and Bitcoin held for 24 hours. Like that was the first time I remember seeing such a dramatic drop in the stock market with bad news for the
Yeah.
economy, and Bitcoin stuck in there. And then 24 hours later, it went, people like, oh, all right, maybe we should go down. But isn't that how things test, right? They try it and then it doesn't hold, but you try it again, maybe it holds a little longer. You try it again, now we're
Oh,
looking pretty
yeah.
good. And pretty soon, people are
Yep.
used to this idea of this is a different thing than what we've seen before. And it's the same thing with crypto markets, right? When you push that, you hit that all-time high, it challenges it, then it goes, maybe not. Then it challenges again, it goes, maybe not quite yet. And then the third time's the charm. You push through and you run again, and it's that same psychology loop that runs again and again and again.
You know what? You know what I want. How it kind of reminds me is that, as you just mentioned, here's the tariffs. Here it is. Bitcoin standing tall. It kind of reminds me of that little girl they put in front of the bull on Wall Street, just kind of
Mhm.
defiantly standing there.
Yeah.
It just like Bitcoin was kind of like that defiant 12-year-old girl in front of the Wall Street bull, and I was like, nope, not gonna do it.
Are you
Let
saying
me
Satoshi is
bring
female? Is that what you're?
the future's female. Didn't you read that?
I did read that. So, Jerome Powell continues to react in a way that Trump is not happy with. I mean, this dude is becoming a fossil really quickly, and I don't know if we're going to actually get to see the Fed abolished, but the dude needs to go. And I think, inflation, the interest rates need to come down, right? And it's time for a money printer to go burr, and let's bring this economy back. Every day I'm seeing news that more industry is coming back to the US.
Yeah.
Billions, billions, and it's like we've never seen anything like this.
I mean, Taiwan is thinking about investing a bunch over here and building some of these facilities here. And I think with robotics becoming more prevalent, I think the future, Joel, is going to be a lot of these big industrialized countries having automated robots that are building these things locally to avoid things like tariffs, to avoid things like big shipping, because I've seen these things have so much dexterity now. The other day, I did a TikTok about it. I saw this robot by a company called Proto Robot or something, and it literally has 1,000 digital muscles. It has an exoskeleton. its hands can do that. Like they're gonna get the cost of making robots so cheap, and they're gonna build a lot of manufacturing back. And I don't necessarily know that it's going to bring a lot of jobs back to those industries because they're just going to automate them and make robots do that stuff. And so these robots are going to be working 24 hours a day. They just get plugged into the grid. I think we're going to see a lot of these companies with their own power plants connected to it. Yeah, the proto clone. This thing is nuts. Like it's kind of like what dreams, nightmares are made of when you're looking at the thing because it's really creepy, kind of.
Yeah, that is really creepy.
Yeah, but
Good
these are going to be
grief.
working in all of these industries and these manufacturing plants. So the jobs won't be brought back, but industrial manufacturing will be brought back with slave labor that are robots working 24 hours a day. And then when they get pissed off, they're going to get pissed off.
Not only that, that's your future barista right there. Welcome to Starbucks. Here's your order. Have an order for me off.
I'm Travis. Here is your drink, Trevor. No,
I
I'm
have
Travis.
Travis.
No,
I have
Trevor.
an order for me off, Mr. Jack. Me off. Your coffee is ready. Beep, beep, boop. So
Michael,
here's a way to make some money, Trav. You can get one Bitcoin, and you've got a year to do it if you accept the challenge here. There are a group of quantum researchers that are offering one Bitcoin if somebody can break what is this, a model, a toy version of BTC's cryptography.
so what?
So
It's like a test net version of Bitcoin's blockchain.
yeah,
Can you use cryptography to crack it? And guess what? We're going to give you one Bitcoin, but if you crack it, you can get all the Bitcoin.
yeah. If you crack it, you've ruined it.
Congratulations. So, uh, bro, we have quantum computer experts, professional cryptographers actively trying to hack the Bitcoin algorithm, bro, the 256 SHA. What? I
But
mean,
but haven't they been doing that for
yeah.
the duration of Bitcoin? I mean,
But dude,
haven't
have you not seen like what's coming out with these new quantum computers? Here's something, Joel, that I think our listeners will find interesting. AI itself, AI, these LLMs and everything, are doubling in power, not by Moore's law. They're doubling in power every 5 months. So in 5 months from now, we're talking about October, it will have doubled again. And then we're talking by October back to like maybe by February, it'll have doubled again. And doubling is not just a double and a double. That's like an 8x. So you get into the
double it?
boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, dude. So like, and then that doubles again. And so, you know, I don't know if you've seen that whole thing. Like, if you take a penny and you double it, how long does it take you to get $1 million? It doesn't take you long.
Not long.
It's not long, 20 something days. And so
Mm.
think about this: is every 5 months, this is just doubling. We're going to get up to the point where AGI is here, Joel, and we're going to have, and then once AGI is here, artificial super intelligence is created, where it's basically like Master Control Tron, more so, something that has like 1 million IQ.
And
Dude,
what are we gonna do?
how do you combat that? What do? You can't put Pandora's box on this. People are freaking out like, oh, we gotta can't read it. Dude, it is late. These are the conversations we should have been having 10 years ago. The box is open. You think China's gonna put a lid on it? No.
No, no. They're gonna open that lid further, just like they opened the doors to the Wuhan lab and let that virus out. That's exactly what they're gonna do. But there's more good news, Trav, and we're gonna talk a little bit of AI here in just a few minutes. More states are attempting to set up crypto reserves. In Arizona, they're in the desert, leading the way. A resolution SB 1373 passed House Committee, the Strategic Digital Assets Reserve Bill, and I know that stuff is happening in multiple states. But they're trying to define what these digital assets are, what is contained under the umbrella of these digital assets, and they are saying, according to a Reserve Act that they passed in the House just a couple weeks ago, it would allow state funds to invest up to 10% in virtual currency holdings. course, Katie Hobbs, the illegitimately elected governor, is a cheater, is going to veto it. But, you know,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cunty Hobbs. She's not that great. Um, but I will say this: every time you say the word digital assets, it sounds like digital ass hats.
I mean, isn't that the same thing?
No, here's the thing about these crypto reserves. And what I'm kind of concerned about, why more companies going to be, holding crypto, and how is that going to work when Jimmy at IT leaves, and the and the I think there's going to be a potential where, like, oh shit, Arizona lost all the keys to its crypto. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I do think that we need to evolve that. We got to have them be secure, but we can't have it be secure and so challenging to use, because a lot of these people aren't very good at some of these things, and it's not easy, right? So it's like, I mean, that's the challenge. I love the idea of it. I think that the idea of you got to hold your own crypto. If you ain't holding your own crypto, who's got custody? And when you're relying on Jimmy from IT to have custody, we saw what happened with Roll. Some dude inside Roll had the keys to the
Hmm?
crypto castle and ran off. Right? Like,
Jimmy,
what, you know?
Jimmy. Why is it got to be Jimmy?
Well, I don't know. Most of Jimmys we know, I know Fat Jimmy. He's a really nice one.
Yeah.
He's a good Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy.
So here, the island where I reside is in the target once again. U.S. lawmaker targets crypto investors using Puerto Rico as a tax haven. How very dare you, sir? The governor of Puerto Rico, which is leaning more Trump and conservative friendly, is floating a 4% capital gains tax for new applicants, and a member of the House is saying, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Of course, it's just one person trying to pose it. I'm sure they'll have others.
New York want to put its nose in everybody else's business. How about clean up your own shit and
Right.
your own needles and your own issues that you got? Why are you worrying about Puerto Rico? But
You're
I mean,
worried about lost revenue.
right. Well, but they're not in New York. So I mean, what the
Right.
hell, dude? What the hell's it got to do? That'd be like,
Taxation.
oh, people in Nevada are really upset about what people in Hawaii are doing. Like, who gives a shit? It's not your business.
Yeah,
But
taxation is theft, and so Puerto Rico could lose roughly 4.5 billion in revenue from 2020 to 2026 due to tax incentives in place. But what they don't realize is that if you take away those incentives, the island will have another brain drain, a capital drain, a production drain, a mass exodus. I got to tell you, as a resident here, they have some big problems. We just had another island-wide power outage last week, and our power was out for about 30 hours. They are so crippled here to move forward. And frankly, there's a lot of reasons that's happening, but I would put ineptitude up towards the top of that, put corruption and graft right up there with it. And we've got some serious problems here on this island. And I fear that we are one major disaster away from complete destruction on this island. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen because I live here and it's my home.
yeah. Talk about brain drain. My big brain already left. So I mean, they're still reeling from that
Your
big
big
problem.
drain and your big butt. Both
Yeah,
of you
well,
left.
that's why I wear a big hat.
What is this? Oregon to resurrect SEC's crypto regulation by enforcement with copycat lawsuit against Coinbase. Oh yeah, leave it to a blue state to
It's
uh, uh,
Oregon.
to go to file a lawsuit similar to the one that the SEC dismissed. So good luck with that. I don't
And
think it's
Oregon, like, I mean, seriously, Oregon is absolutely beautiful. Got
yeah.
some of the most amazing old world forests and just beautiful. And then most of the people on the east side of Oregon are really good.
Mhm.
But like, if Portland was like hit by a comet, like a big ass just asteroid crunched into Portland, man, I would be really hard for me to find some empathy and tears.
Yeah,
Sorry if any of you live in Portland.
Portland's a mess. Yeah, sorry to our listeners there. We would be sad for you.
We
Uh,
probably have already lost all our Oregonians.
no, there's some smart people out there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's balance everywhere, and if you look at the voting, it's not 100% on this side, but they just don't have enough people to make a difference, and
Oh, I
it's
tell
okay.
you, those people who live in Oregon, they need to start talking to Terry and start talking shit to Terry because people die from dysentery on the Oregon Trail. So go talk shit to Terry.
You just dissed dysentery.
I
So
just did.
remember what happened with Mantra? That was the token that went and lost 90% a week or so
Yeah.
ago. So the founder is saying that he is burning $82 million worth of his own tokens to rebuild trust. What is Ohm at now? Let's see if it's had recovery at all. Back to
54
it, 54 cents, down from $10. So it's still in the
yeah.
crapper from what
To burn
happened
his
to it.
allocation of 150 million of the tokens to rebuild trust. But think about that. John Patrick Mullen just a couple of weeks ago was a billionaire.
Well,
Oh
easy come, easy go. I mean, everything
man.
changes, gang.
Yeah, I was talking to the CEO Joe of Dragon Chain when we had this event in Lawrence,
Hmm.
Kansas. Was helping with the hackathon, was mentoring folks over there, and he was like, "Yeah, before the SEC, I was a billionaire." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, like, dude, I've always bitched about my 55 Bitcoin that I lost and stuff, but that's less than $10 million. Like, that's not a lot
The more you
yet."
got, the more you can lose. And that's why like these billionaires, when Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or Elon Musk, you hear that they wiped out $1 billion from their, net worth in a day. They're like, just like any
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be too long until one of these folks are become a trillionaire, especially if they're going to start turning on printer go burr. Because guess what? You go printer go burr, that money doesn't trickle down to the poor folks. The money ends up finding a way back to the super rich and making them even more super rich,
Hmm.
right? People that are super rich, they don't tend to have a lot of empathy to help out the have-nots as much. They're all like, "How can I get more for me?" And it's almost like it's a narcissistic trait or something to really give zero fucks about everybody. Now, I'm all about capitalism, but it's like when you get to be like super uber capitalism, you know what I mean? It's almost like, all right, I got enough. I'm going to make sure all my employees are rolling. I'm going to set it like Amazon, like Jeff Bezos is going to probably end up being the world's first trillionaire potentially.
Hmm.
Actually, probably the first trillionaire is probably the Rothschild family, but that's just not disclosed. That's undisclosed trillionaires. But in the public eye, we're going to see a trillionaire probably in the next 5 years.
Well, it's really profitable to send Katy Perry up in a flying dick. That's
I'm
I'm an astronaut.
an
No,
astronaut flying
no,
in this
you're
rocket.
not. You went for a ride, a really cool ride, okay? But you
Maybe they
went
did.
for a ride,
Maybe they did. You watch all the evidence, and you're going,
right?
dude, that rocket taking off kind of looks CGI.
Yeah,
And then, oh, the pod they landed in doesn't look like the one that was on top of the cockpit. And then you're going, wow.
the cocket.
And then they landed like on a big thud, but none of them were buckled in. Dude, you see like other astronauts when they land, they
Right,
do that big long fall. They're all sitting in their suit, the thing.
right.
They have like airbags all around them. They were just like, "Hey, check out my cool butterfly, you
Yeah,
guys."
no helmets, not buckled in tight, and that was a big thud. And then the video from the inside, the windows appear much closer together than when you look
Dude,
at
they gotta
the.
think we're dumb as fuck, dude. They must look at all this stuff and go, "These guys, most people are dumb." Watch this. And then did you see him, Bezos, open the door, and it
Yeah,
was like
no, no,
flimsy.
close it.
Dude, that thing was flimsy as shit, dude. And the doors open out. They don't open in. They
Well,
don't
but
want it.
you saw that they opened it first from the inside, and then they crew member ran over, like, no, 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 close it. We need Jeff to open it for the video. So
Yeah,
they
that thing was
actually
flimsy as
opened
shit,
it.
dude. I'm expecting like an airplane door, like a,
Right.
you know what? Like a big. That thing was like chintzy. That shit was chintzy.
Well, it could have been fake, but AI is not, and your digital twin is going to be as close to you as possible without having your actual soul. We've been talking about digital twins for a while, and this is becoming a reality as projects are moving forward in creating digital twins, AI replicas of real people that act, speak, and remember just like their human counterparts. And this could definitely happen.
The
Is it going to
rememory,
happen?
the rememory project. Yeah, no, there's a lot of great projects popping off. I've been advising a company called Twin Protocol since like probably 2023, maybe. So they're doing some awesome stuff, but it's all about taking in your information, plugging it in, mostly for like if you got to train an employee and you're leaving your job, but you're the only one who knows how to do this, then that's a really good, yeah, Twin Protocol. There it is. And yeah, there's Stacy. What up, Stacy? And it's just always a wild to watch this. Like I've done my own GPT, Joel, like with Chat GPT. I plugged in my LinkedIn, all my data on that, all the tweets that I have currently remaining after I've deleted most all of them, my book, transcripts from Bad Crypto. I brought in like my personality type, ENTP. I brought in Zodiac shit. I brought in just all kinds of information. Um, all of my jokes that I've written for comedy since 2010, plugged those in. It determined that I am an observational absurdist. That's my comedy style.
I like
And then it
that.
was like other people, like my comedy style is, but I defined it. So now it kind of thinks like me. It's not as high tech as like a Twin Protocol or like the Rememory project, but very similar. And I can brainstorm against myself. And then it's always helpful if I need to like give a bio for some specific thing, or I need to send an email back. I'm like, here's me, here's this email. I need to construct it from boom. And it's like, and it does
It
perfectly. Boom.
gives new meaning to the concept of talking to yourself because now it's talking with yourself, right? Not just your one brain thinking through and processing, but you're actually using the full scope of what this GPT has learned and knows who you are. Now imagine this. It's one thing to say, "Hey, I'm going to send my digital twin to work." Somebody dies. The digital twin lives on. Like you miss your dad, your mom, your brother, your friend that died, like you can actually talk to this
Hmm.
remnant of them. Like I was just thinking last night, my dad's been gone a few years. I'm like, yeah, I have some questions for him. It would
Yeah.
be kind of cool to be able to say, what was
Yeah.
this?
I got videos of my dad. He's passed away. Like we could literally plug him up in there and then just
Yeah.
hear his voice talking to you about certain things. Like there's some comfort to that. There's a little dystopia to that, some Black Mirror to it. But I mean, this is the age we're getting into. Like as we said, Pandora's box is not going to getting shut. Like there's so much going on with it, and it's like that's why I've been exploring for so long. Like coinresearch.ai, first version is ready. You know what we just discovered with this, Joel? Is that our prediction models applied to the stock market are even better. So it's like, oh, wow, because the volatility in crypto is
Hmm.
so challenging.
Hmm.
Plus, coin research kind of gives a stigma. So we look like we're going to rebrand it to capitalresearch.ai over time because the models work on gold, the models work on stocks, almost 99% accurate on stocks, Joel, which is crazy to me. So it's like utilizing this data, plugging it in, and utilizing it for ways to help people make better decisions, make more money, and do better. And I'll tell you what, I'm having a blast with it from the creative side of things, just trying to understand it, playing with this tool, playing with that tool, like we did with the Bad AI show when we were started to do that. And then a whole bunch of other people started creating AI shows, and we
Hmm.
kind of fell off on that. But I've never stopped the exploration of it. I'm deep in it now. In fact, I've created an LLM that teaches people how to do prompting. So I'm like, well, like there's so many areas that I think are available to have fun with. So this new world for me, not just crypto, but AI and all this other shit, all these emerging technologies is where Joel and I have always really sort of planted our feet. So bad crypto 8 years, but crypto, Web3, AI, all that shit, here we are.
Well, and it's AI is being used for a lot of stuff. Look at how these archaeologists are using AI. They're finding hundreds of geoglyphs in a desert in Peru. This is, if you're looking at the picture here, a 22-meter long relief type geoglyph depending a killer whale holding a knife. Like that, that is an actual kill. That's a serial killer whale right there. That guy
So these
is.
are Nazca lines that they hadn't determined what they were before, or they were trying just to figure out what do these mean? Because you can
So
clearly like
the
a drone.
model, it says here, was capable of identifying fate signs of geoglyphs amid the natural landscape by analyzing images captured by drones. And
Okay,
so they've discovered 430 of these.
Lord.
And look at this. How cool
And you
this
can't
is.
see those from the ground.
No, you got
So
to
they
have
were
drones.
creating these thousands of years ago for something in space to see them. Like, are they talking to God? Are they talking to
Yeah.
spaceships that were maybe visiting at the time or something? These flying machines that they didn't know what they were, godlike chariots that they would call them in some cases. Why would they be making over 400 glyphs for what?
It was their version of crop circles. They were just messing with people. Like, watch
Yeah,
this. We're gonna make these here. We're gonna screw with Bob.
we're gonna screw with the birds. Like they're the only ones that's gonna see. Like who else would be seeing it then?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Unless they do something we didn't know. You know what I mean? I
It's
don't know.
crazy. So
Why
the
would they?
question,
We wouldn't even have to think like, oh, what if we created a little thing with a camera that could fly up and take a picture of this? So they were creating all of these things without even knowing what they looked like because they couldn't get to that elevation. They couldn't look at it. How are they going to test it to even see it's accurate? Right? I mean, what? How,
I
what
don't
are you
know.
going to puff the magic dragon? No.
Could be
And they're accurate. Look how good they look, dude. They look. It almost looks like they've been refined and fixed, like almost like they flew up in some spacecraft, looked and said, "Nope, we need to modify it." Like, dude, that is weird to me. There's way more questions than there are answers with that to me.
So here's what Technology Review highlights as what to watch for in AI: generative virtual playgrounds, which are, video games, right? We're gonna see basically Minecraft type of games that are more sophisticated in terms of graphics, in terms of what they can do, in terms of all the abilities, and so that because that happens on the fly, AI is going to do that. Large language models that
That
reason.
the ability to be in VR environments that you just spoke into
Yeah,
existence. How Joel? How godlike is that? Like if you're looking at that from a perspective of are we in a simulation and then God said the word and boom, here was a river and like dude, that's some simulation shit, dude.
for sure. For sure. Large
Whew.
language models that reason, that's coming. That's general artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
AI and science. We're going to see more of, getting under the microscope there and using AI to help us advance with
Yeah.
medicine and engineering, and AI companies getting cozier with national securities. This is the Black Mirror stuff where we start seeing AI in drones and in police bots and these types of things. And some of it's really cool. Some of it's really spooky.
Dude, Palantir, that company Palantir,
Hmm.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I remember seeing something not long ago, and it was fiction then, but it was the drone that would fly around, find its enemy through facial recognition,
Yeah.
come up next to it, and then just shoot them right between the eyes with a little boop,
Yeah.
and
You're
like,
that guy. Boop. See ya.
done, you're done. And here's the thing: AI and robots and drones that are programmed, they're not gonna ask questions. They're told what to do. They're gonna go do that. You can't reason with a lot of them.
This is
Hey,
why
please, Mr. Drone, don't kill me
this
between
is
my
why I'm going to start walking around with my Elon Musk mask
eyes.
instead. So it's
That's
where is
horrible.
he? Where is it?
Wait,
There it
wait.
is.
There you go.
There we go. I'm going to start
Kind
walking
of
around with this.
a little retarded, but that's okay.
It's just a little. I was going for a lot.
It's good. I think
Here, I
that's a
need
little
it. Did you know Elon Musk wears glasses?
bit. Did he? There
There.
you go. Oh, that's really good. Except your eyeball's a little fucked.
And now my hair is a mess. Okay, we got
That's
one more story here that we want to cover. This one is would be humorous, but it says it's not available in our region. I got blocked for it. According to the show notes that we have here, there was an April Fool's Day prank in India, but India Times says no, you cannot watch this. Read the story because of where you live, and so there's the joke. April Fools to you.
terrifying is information for you. You cannot see.
I mean, what is with that? Why can't I see what your joke was?
Sorry to you, my friend. Wait a second. You're in Puerto Rico. Maybe they hate Puerto Rico. Let me try to open it up.
The joke's on me. Oh, 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 very funny. Sorry, you cannot look
Yeah,
at
it
the
opens up for
story.
me. It's a
Fine.
hilarious Reddit thread reveals prank announcements that became reality.
The joke's on us, Sir Lord Travis.
Oh,
And
these This is like April Fool's Day, but that was like 3 weeks ago. So this news seems really old.
And the joke's on you for listening to this episode of the Bad Crypto Podcast. We appreciate you guys. I got some interesting content coming your way. Also, I'm doing a little traveling, so there might be some times where you're stuck with Sir Lord Travis alone, or perhaps a guest host will be joining. TBD.
Well, I would say this is that after next week's episode, there will be a hiatus. And so it might be a low hiatus, but it's definitely going to be a hiatus. Joel's going to be gone. I'm going to be gone. I'm not going to be back until the next to last week of May. So there probably will be a couple weeks with no show at all, but that doesn't mean we're done. It just means we're taking a break. We've been doing this shit for you guys for 8 years. Like, good Lord, we need a break. Can you imagine this though? Joel and I we don't even hate each other yet.
You
Still.
keep saying that every week. Are you dropping
Maybe he
suggestions?
does hate me. Secretly, I can see the look in his eyes. Like,
Come on,
this
hate
guy.
me. Hate me just a little bit. I dare you. Start talking
you
trash
did.
about my Chiefs, dude. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening, watching, reviewing, liking, sharing, favoriting, all the things that make our hearts warm, that warm the very cockles of our hearts.
Can I say this?
You can
Your
say
little
whatever.
characters up there, your little photos over there, you kind of look retarded in those. Does that make you hate me a little?
That's
Where's
what I
the
did.
background you got there, like the Dolly version?
I kind of like this. You did this, the Ghibli thing one week
Yeah.
and changed the background. So now every week, for those who are watching the video, my background is still my office, but now there's a bowl coming out of my bookshelf right here, and it's taking
It's
photos
pretty
of
good.
me.
It's
And
pretty good. I do like my lights though, so I just turn on my regular ones. Every
your
once in
lights
a while.
look great. Your lights are sexy. My room looks not sexy on its own.
So it's good. You sexified it.
But why do you need a sexy room when you have me in it?
Wow. Okay. All right.
Do what you
Joel,
want with that.
Do what you want.
Do what
What I
you
would
want.
like to do is I would like each and every one of you out there to make sure to follow us on the YouTubes and the Bad Crypto Pod on the Twitters. And most importantly, what would we like them to do?
You gotta stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.